I ain't want to have to be the one to say this, but everybody not broke. Some people saved in advance. Some people invested in advance. Some people live well below their means and their monthly income doubles or triples their monthly expenses. So every time you see somebody driving something new, buying something new, flying somewhere new, don't think that they doing it all out of debt and they can't afford it, and because the economy is going bad and everybody should just lock up and eat beans and rice. Some people still having it. Some people got motion. We have to quit making everybody else's lives a reflection of ours and think that they going through what we going through, and because we can't go through it and they doing it, that they doing it out of debt.
Y'all must thought we was playing when we told y'all that y'all was gonna need a skill set that required your hands and your brains. Y'all must thought we was playing when we told y'all that y'all needed to focus on trading and bartering and learning other stuff outside of being an influencer. And this ain't no shade to nobody. I just saw Lala Milan on here creating posts trying to tell people how to go viral as if folks ain't been doing that for years. Y'all oversaturated this motherfucker. But really, in retrospect, the social media creators, like the creators of these apps, they knew how to make y'all some slaves. I know I said 5 million times, if you was going to get your money on here, get on here and lie. Get on here, create an illusion in the facade, because that's what most of them do.
You know when people be like, I'd rather be broke with all my bills paid than broke without them paid? No, the fuck I don't, because I really feel like I'm being slaved in. Because the end goal is not to just work every single day, 40 hours a week, 80 hours every 2 weeks, to just have enough money to pay your bills, to not enjoy nothing. Why? That it doesn't make any sense. It's already triggering your brain to say, I'm only going to go to work to pay my bills and that's it. Not to have fun, not to be able to do this, not to enjoy myself. You want to be able to have financial freedom and to be able to pay your bills and have them on auto pay however you pay them. Not just to go to work to pay bills. I don't agree with that analogy. I don't even know why people even put that universe, because it's already that we flip in this society like this, or we, you know what I'm saying, having to figure out life. But I don't want to work and hustle and do this just to pay bills and to not do nothing.
I am a bona fide, certified, legal hustler. It's in my blood. It's literally ingrained in me. It's been ingrained in me since I was a young man, a younger man. You know, I'm not old, but a younger man, a kid, if you will. My pops is a hustler. It's always been in me. You feel me? So, when I became a nurse, it just amplified even more. So, with that being said, I have no excuse, and I'm holding myself accountable. But if you are a nurse, like I said, in 2025, and you have a license and everything like that, it's really no more excuses. There's no more. Let's talk about it.
But you can live pretty well by yourself.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? My name is CJ, aka the High Value Nurse, checking in once again, back with another video. Ladies and gentlemen, I really want to have this discussion because it is it's one that needs to be had. Now listen, I'm not just some dude that lives in his nurse bubble and oblivious to the fact that some people are really out there struggling. I get that, and I'm well aware. But I'm also not the guy that's gonna sit here and act like the rest of the world cares, because they don't. You're broke, and people are gonna go on about their day, whether you're broke or not. So, and especially with you nurses, when you nurses get on here and you talk about being broke and all that kind of stuff, they really don't care about you, because a lot of nurses are braggadocious online. I'm not saying that they didn't earn that right, but I'm just telling you what it is. They really don't care when y'all say y'all broke. Because they gonna say, well, you a nurse. What happened to all those nurses who was talking about getting money and all that kind of stuff? And they're right. You wanna know what's funny though? A lot of those people that are complaining about being broke, that are online, if I was to tell them, hey, I'm gonna do 7 12-hour shifts to get ahead and try to get out of debt, you know what a lot of those people would say? Not all, but a lot. You're doing too much, you're missing out on life, you're gonna work yourself to death, you're gonna be fatigued and all that kind of stuff. But you know what the funny thing about that is? How the hell are you gonna live life and you have no money? And see, that's the one thing that you nurses have. we nurses have. Study income that is in demand. And I have the ability to change my world at any time I want. And see, here's the thing. I pray to God that God would always keep me humble, and I never get to a point to where I forget how nursing has changed my circumstances, because again, you are entitled to feel how you want to feel. And I do understand that nursing is not all cherry pie and roses and all that kind of stuff, but it has indeed changed my life, and it's changed my life for the better. And one thing I've noticed, and I'm no exception to the rule because I've done this as well, I've noticed that we live in an instant gratification era. So everything is fast food, high-speed internet, 5G, everything is super fast. So a lot of people will feel like, well, I deserve to have a brand new car, or I deserve to go on this trip, or whenever I feel like it, and only work 20 and 30 and 40 hours a week because I see Sally over there and that's what I'm assuming that she does. Or I'm watching this person on social media and they just came on and they only work 1 day a week and they over in Dubai. When people can literally create an image that they want to portray online, and we have to learn how to separate what's real and what's not, ladies and gentlemen. And please understand that the work has to be put in first. You have to start somewhere. And let's just be real for a second. Some of those people that you think are getting flued out and living such a lavish lifestyle, they're doing some awful things in trade to get those things. If you catch my drift, just Google what a lot of those IG girls do when they go overseas in Dubai. But I'm gonna leave that to you to decipher. But I will say this: everybody is not broke. Rather, the world may try to push that image out there. Everybody is not broke. There are new casinos, there are new resorts, there are new cruise ships, there are new planes being built every single year, and you cannot run and you cannot function those things with no incoming income. You dig? You can't function those things. You need revenue. You need all that kind of stuff to sustain and survive. So that leads me to figure out that everybody is not broke, even though they want to make you feel like everybody is broke. No. I'm here to tell you everybody is not broke. So listen, one of my subscribers who's an LPN sent me a picture of how much money that she made in a year. And she sent me the picture, and she said I do have her permission to share the picture, and it doesn't have any personal information on it, but she showed me how much money she has saved in a year because she started watching my content back in like 2022. She said I motivated her, and shout out to her. I'm grateful and humble for that. But this nurse worked a year and a half, and she saved up over $60,000, and she's on trajectory to make $100,000 liquid cash. She has it in a high yield savings account, and she put in that work. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that you have to do that. You don't have to save up $60,000 in liquid cash. You don't have to save up $100,000 in liquid cash. But the point is, she took the initiative and she went to work. Now, if you didn't know her, and if you were her neighbor, and let's just say you saw her flossing, or let's just say you saw her and she bought a $20,000 brand new car, $30,000 brand new car, some people will probably assume, well, what's she doing for that? What's she doing? It must be nice. It must be nice. When you have no idea the blood, sweat, and tears that she has put in, because not everybody put their business out there on social media. It's a lot of nurses who you will never know they a nurse because they just don't care to put that out there. Everybody ain't like me and putting a lot of their life on YouTube so people can see and judge and all that kind of stuff. You got some people that are actually sane and keep to themselves. But in all seriousness, I understand that there is struggle, that not everybody has the means to do what nurses have to do. But again, especially you men, I really don't have a lot of sympathy for you if you can breathe, work, walk, run, and you have decent health. And it's no more excuses about felonies. You can be a truck driver. They don't care what you done as long as you can move that freight. It's all kind of things that you can do in 2025. So it's really no excuse. You just have to be willing to make the sacrifices up front, in the front end, and learning certain lessons so you can make it work for you. And guess what? Your job is not your identity. It's not. Too many nurses get caught up in titles. Too many nurses get caught up in where they work and don't get caught up in the right thing of how they're going to take the income from where they work and make it work for them so they can take care of themselves. Because truth be told, your job, they're not entitled to take care of you. It just is what it is. We've already seen that people who have been loyal to jobs for years, they will cut them loose in a heartbeat if it's best for business. And I had to learn that in order to really survive in this game, I had to think like a business. CJ Kyles, the nurse, is a business. I'm not just a nurse, but I'm a business man. I'm a business. I've said this before, and I'm going to continue to say it. When you grind early, and you stack shifts, and you do and make the right moves that you're supposed to, your future self will thank you later. And that's just what it is. Because eventually, you will get tired of working and working and working and working with no result. That will get old, and that will get boring real quick. Well, at least for me. I had to be like, all right, something's got to change, because like I said, I've got the license to make the paper, but if I'm not keeping the paper, then what's the point? So these early sacrifices and this grinding up front is really going to make the difference. So the future me can relax. And again, the beautiful thing about this thing, we can create balance early in the game. That's what's so beautiful about it. Another thing that I've learned is that with a device that we have in our hands, a small device, a phone, and the internet has totally 100% leveled the playing field. There are young children online becoming millionaires from doing toy reviews. The internet has totally changed things, and it's leveled the playing field for anybody to come up. But the test of independence is where a lot of people will fall short, because a lot of people have to be told when to go to work. A lot of people have to be told what to do. A lot of people have to be told when to move. A lot of people have to be told to do certain things, so it's not wrapped up pretty in a package for you. No. See, with independence, it comes having to think freely and learning how to move like a boss. And I get it, everybody's not meant to be a business owner, a boss, an entrepreneur, whatever. But everybody should have some level of skills to where they can become competent enough to make themselves live somewhat comfortable. So that's how the internet has leveled the game. It's really leveled it, and it's changed everything. We can learn how to do anything from our phones. So again, I say it is really no excuse. One thing that has worked for me in nursing, though, what gets me through shifts, is one, having something to look forward to. Motivation. Now, motivation is not always the best tool, but it's a good starter tool. Motivation turns into discipline, and discipline can take you far. But I would say having motivation is a good starter. You dig what I'm saying? And you will use the discipline when the motivation isn't always there. Fortunate for me, I love to cruise, and that is always a big motivator for me to get through a lot of shifts, especially if I'm working a lot. So I would say to you, find your motivation first. Okay, find that motivation first, and then learn how to turn that motivation into discipline. Because once you have discipline, that's where all the difference is made. So find that, then set you a target. It don't have to be 60K, it don't have to be 100K. Just set you a target, set you up something to where you are not behind, and you don't have to be like a lot of the people in this country saying that everything ain't fair and I can't do this and I can't do that. Because guess what? Life ain't fair. It's not. It is not fair. And I've seen that firsthand, and I've learned that firsthand. It's not fair. Bad things happen to good people every single day. So if you have the opportunity to set yourself up to somewhat be good, then do it. Because life is not fair. It's not. But the even bigger thing is that nobody really cares. Nobody truly cares that you struggling, that you suffering. So in order to make this right, you have to make it right. And if you don't, then you just gonna fall to the wayside. And that sounds messed up, but it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is CJ, aka the High Value Nurse, checking in once again, back with another video. Please hit that like, comment, subscribe button so you don't miss none of the content we got popping off over here. And until next time, if you don't do nothing else, I bid you adieu. Hit thehighvaluenurse.com. Link is in the description. Also, make sure you go get you a copy of the Ultimate LPN Mindset that teaches you how to grind through these nursing homes. So next time, I bid you adieu. Peace.